Well, we quickly shift our attention to what's happening at the Parliament. Remember, it's day 2 of the 18th Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister is also at the Parliament premises and currently meeting top ministers. Amit Shah, JP Nadda in attendance. They're meeting the Prime Minister. What's also interesting is that Om Birla also met the Prime Minister. So that's another meeting that's taken place. Let me go across to Payal joining us with more details. Was Om Birla also part of, the meeting where JP Nadda and Amit Shah were? Payal?
Kriti, just to update our viewers that the meeting is currently on. Normally, when the Prime Minister comes to the Parliament, he meets his top ministers for strategy. But today, very interestingly, in that meeting is only Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, the Home Minister of the country, Mr. Amit Shah, and BJP National President and Health Minister, Mr. JP Nadda. And also, just a short while ago, we did see Mr. Om Birla going into that meeting as well. Very interesting because normally Mr. Birla is never in this meeting because he's been holding on to the post of the Lok Sabha Speaker, which is a constitutional post. So there are enough indications that probably, the news break that we actually put out first in that Mr. Birla as a candidate for the NDA might just be the way it is, of course. And anytime now, 11:15 in the afternoon is when Rajnath Singh will be meeting all the NDA leaders in his chamber in Parliament. And then after that, 11:30 to 11:45 is the timing for the nomination to take place. Now, who participates in the nomination, how many set of papers are prepared, that also remains to be seen because the government also wants to look at the stand of the opposition. Because what we are given to understand by way of opposition sources is this, that Kriti, that, if the government gives them a consensus and allows them to hold the Deputy Speaker's post, then the opposition will not put up a candidate. But just in case they do not give them the Deputy Speaker's post, which is of course they feel they're right because they haven't had this for the last 10 years, then probably in that case they would actually want to go ahead and contest with the Speaker and the Lok Sabha Deputy Speaker's post just to prove a point to the electorate that they are not out and defeated. They are in the game very much together. They also do understand that the numbers are stacked in the favor of the NDA candidate, but at the same time they do not want to let a post like this go uncontested.
Okay, so that's as for the opposition is concerned. What about the BJP? If it's going to be Om Birla and the BJP has made its choice, since the BJP is relying on its allies pile this time around, could there be a situation where the government faces a crisis on the floor of the House? What have the allies been indicating?
Why would you want to, preempt that the government is going to face a crisis? The government has already got the indication already from all their allies that whoever the candidate be will be acceptable to each one of them. And that's the reason the choice of Mr. Birla is very interesting, Kriti, because he has weathered the storm over the last 5 years. Even if the BJP had brute majority in the Lok Sabha, there were occasions on which the opposition parties did not relent. There were sessions which were washed out for some issue or the other. But Mr. Birla kept his foot very firm. He engaged with the opposition leaders, especially leaders within the opposition ranks, to the likes of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, T.R. Balu, Supriya Sule, amongst others as well. He actually, gave them an opportunity to speak. He gave them an opportunity to express themselves. Even on a crisis like the Parliament security breach, he was able to handle the situation pretty effectively, take control of the situation, become the person who actually wanted to take the onus upon himself as well. So that's where the criticism of Mr. Om Birla comes in. And Mr. Birla is a 3-time member of Parliament. He's a member of Parliament from Kota in Rajasthan. And he's said to be somebody who's said to be a good public leader as well. So obviously, engaging with the opposition and making sure that there is no acrimony and no break of absolute communication, that is also going to be a part of Mr. Birla's key responsibility, given the fact that the NDA is in power in the Lok Sabha, but in Rajya Sabha also they'll have to struggle with the numbers.
Okay, the opposition in a wait and watch. As far as the allies of the BJP are concerned, they have indicated very clearly that we're going to be on board with the decision that the BJP decides to go ahead with. Payal, many